As you can see, Marley and I are more than ready for Easter. We've got Easter bunnies and a chocolate peep and Easter eggs everywhere. And Marley has his Easter bunny ears on. I'd like to ask you if you and your family do anything special for Easter. Maybe you have some traditions, like I did when I was growing up. One of our traditions was to dye Easter eggs. Sometimes we would mix our dyes together to get a brighter purple or blue, or we try to make rainbow eggs. We were always so proud of our creations, and then Mom would hide them in the yard and we would take baskets and try to find all of our eggs. It's a great memory to think back on, and one that I continue with my kids. What about you? What kind of eggs do you like to make at Easter time? You can comment below and tell me if you make anything special for Easter. Maybe it's a chocolate egg. Well, in the story that we're going to read today by Jan Brett, one of my favorite authors, we are going to find out about some very special Easter eggs. In fact, our story is called The Easter Egg. We're going to find out, even though all of these eggs were masterpieces, which one was the most special and why. Cheer up, spring is here. Time to start on my first ever egg, Hoppy said. Each year, the bunny who decorated the winning egg got to help the Easter rabbit hide the eggs on Easter morning. Hoppy had been dreaming about being that bunny all year long. Now it was time to get started. Everywhere Hoppy looked, rabbits were working on dazzling eggs. I need an amazing idea, he thought. Hoppy spotted Flora Bunny planting spring wildflowers in her eggs. The Easter rabbit will love those colorful flowers, he thought, and started picking flowers for his egg. Here's a basket for your flowers, Hoppy, Flora said. Chop, chop, scrape, scrape. Hoppy spied Buster Birch carving a magnificent wooden egg. I wish I had some wood for my egg, he wished out loud. Here you go, Hoppy, Buster Birch said, and he put a smooth, round piece of wood in Hoppy's basket. Thank you, Buster, Hoppy said. Hoppy was hopping along when the smell of sweetness led him out of the woods and straight to the chocolate egg that Aunt Sassafras was decorating with creamy frosting, squiggles, and bows. I think that one would be my favorite because I love chocolate. Hello, Hoppy, she said, and she put some chocolate squares in his basket. Hippity hop, Hoppy exclaimed. I'll make the Easter rabbit a chocolate egg so sweet, it will make his whiskers tingle. Then Hoppy saw Granny Irony decorating one of her fabulous story eggs. First, she traced a design on the egg with a special tool. Then she dipped the egg in pots of yellow, green, orange, and red dye, adding to the design each time. Hoppy couldn't believe his eyes. I'll never make an egg that beautiful, he told Granny Irony. She smiled. Try, she said, giving him one of her special tools. Hoppy was hopping by Hans Vanderrabbit's garden when he spotted an extraordinary egg. Hans was painting a portrait of the Easter rabbit so real that he looked alive. Fantastic, Hoppy exclaimed. Thank you, Hoppy, Hans said. Why don't you make a painting on your egg? He gave Hoppy pots of paint and a fine brush. I like how the rabbits in this story are sharing what they have. They're not trying to compete with each other and be jealous. They're just very generous. I like that about this story. As Hoppy bounced along, a loud boing nearly knocked him off his feet. It was a whirling, twirling mechanical egg. Whoa, Hoppy said, that's an unusual egg. Would you like to make one? Roberto asked. Hoppy tried hard, but the harder he tried, the more parts and pieces piled up around him. "Thank you, Roberto," he sighed, "but I think I better make the egg that is right for me." Hoppy hopped back to the woods and lay down under a tall tree to think. "Making a beautiful egg is harder than I imagined," he thought. "I guess I don't have to win. I just want to make an egg I can be proud of." I think that's a good attitude. Suddenly the woods rang with the squawking of birds, sounding an alarm. Mother Robin swooped down, calling wildly as if she couldn't decide where to go. An egg had tumbled out of Mother Robin's nest. Inside the perfect blue egg was a baby robin that needed its mother to keep it warm until it hatched. Hoppy knew what he had to do. He sat down carefully and covered the blue egg with his soft, warm fur. "I'll take care of you the best I can," he whispered. Relieved, Mother Robin chirped and settled down on her other 2 eggs. Hoppy never left the robin's egg. If it was sunny and warm, he carefully turned the egg in its nest of moss. If it was rainy and cold, he kept the egg covered and dry. At night, wild animals passed by. Hoppy crouched down and stayed hidden in the ferns. Often he heard strange noises coming from above, but Hoppy didn't run away. He was brave, wasn't he? Every day the rabbits worked on their eggs. Tadpoles turned into frogs, buds swelled into leaves, and Easter came closer and closer. Finally, it was time for the rabbits to take their eggs to the glen. They had forgotten all about Hoppy, who was quietly sitting on the blue egg under the tall tree in the woods. And here they are with all their fancy eggs, getting ready to be judged by the Easter Bunny. Early the next morning, the rabbits waited for the Easter rabbit. Suddenly, a beautiful wagon rolled toward them out of the mist. And stopped. The Easter Bunny stepped down from the wagon and admired the decorated eggs one by one. "You have brought me the most beautiful eggs in the world, but a very special one is not here," he told them. The rabbits were puzzled. Whose egg could it be? And I'd like to point out here that these chickens are called Kochi chickens. And Jan Brett actually used Kochi chickens from someone that she knew to draw and paint the chickens in the story. "Fill my wagon with your wonderful eggs," he said. "When I return, I will show it to you." And he disappeared into the woods. He came back with Hoppy, looking scruffy and bedraggled. What do you think scruffy and bedraggled mean? Do you think he could have been pretty tired from staying on Mother Robin's egg all night? I think so. It's kind of like when you've been out playing all day and you're dirty and tired and you need a bath. I think that's what those words mean. Hoppy has an amazing egg to be proud of, the Easter rabbit told them. He has kept Mother Robin's egg warm and safe until her baby bird hatched and she could take care of it. The Easter rabbit placed the empty blue shell in the place of honor atop the wagon. Now they were ready to go. The rabbits cheered for the egg that had surprised them all. "It's our best Easter ever, Hoppy. they shouted. Then the brave little bunny and the Easter rabbit rode off together to hide the eggs for girls and boys to find on Easter morning. Here's a picture of Hoppy in the wagon with the Easter bunny. Easter rabbit, as they called him in the story. Did you predict that Hoppy's egg would win? That the Easter rabbit would choose the robin's empty egg as the best egg of all for Easter? If you did, then you did a great job. Because all of these fancy eggs were beautiful. And you would think that the Easter rabbit would choose one of those. But the Easter rabbit saw a little deeper and saw how special it was that Hoppy gave of himself and of his own time and took care of Mother Robin's egg. So it was the most special one of all. I enjoyed this story, and I hope you did too. And I hope that you are enjoying the spring weather we've been having and getting ready for Easter. It's my favorite season. I really enjoy it, and I hope you are too. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time here on Beth Ann's Storytime. And remember, from Marley and me, to dream big.